I think it varies depending on where they want to go, if they're starting in a technical side or in the design side. So for me, speaking on the design side, I want to see creativity, which is important, but I also want to see some of the things that people have done perhaps outside of the practice of architecture as well. And if it's a young person, it's very important that they show what their design technical skills are. So can they render, can they write about architecture, can they do conceptual design, and not just the pretty pictures of the projects, which are important, but to show what their actual skill set is. In the end, the important thing is how can they be helpful, which I think sometimes students miss when they're young. Yeah. I think whatever, in a sense, shows enthusiasm, effectiveness, and talent kind of all rolled in together, because a lot of times the CV just shows project descriptions, a few pictures, but doesn't give you a sense of their personality, their drive, their ambitions. So it's almost like an essay in a college entrance exam, which have become bigger and bigger these days because everybody's very talented, but how do you differentiate the personality? I think the biggest thing is this idea of having a positive personality and an energy that makes it feel like they're there for you if you're there for them in the working environment. And so I think to the degree that they can demonstrate that in addition to their talents, you can teach people to do a lot of things, but if they don't have a good work ethic and they don't have an excitement about what they do, it's difficult in the long run. I think what I do when I get a resume is I want to see absolutely everything in digital form, anything that they can send, and they could compartmentalize it into a short, brief, like executive summary that you could do in a few minutes because time is always precious. And then if you like what's in there, then you go through the greater depth. But a physical portfolio, I would say, would only be for the interview. We don't really get physical portfolios in the office in the mail. And even then, when they get to the office, the focus is more on gauging their personality and less on their work itself, because hopefully we've seen all of their work. And the idea of presenting the work is important only in seeing their presentation skills, because if the work doesn't speak to itself in the digital portfolio, there's some issues of presentation that they need to work on anyway. Okay, so we're a little unique because we're from California. It's very casual. So I would say if they overdress, that's a bit of a negative, to tell you the truth, within the culture of California. So California would be not suits and ties, but it also wouldn't be torn blue jeans and t-shirts either. So if they were dressing a little bit better than what they would do when they normally come to work, that gives us a gauge of who they are, because their dress should be an expression of who they are, but also their professional and artistic values. Sometimes everything is very clear in the interview, and we don't have a lot of questions. But most often, there's a few things that you want to know aside from project design questions or portfolio questions and things like that. The more that they can weave a story about where their passion from architecture comes from is helpful, because we like to have people that are passionate about what they do and what the future could bring for them in a firm. Okay, I would say be bolder in setting a roadmap to achieve your goals. A lot of times, a lot of time can go by and you're working to try to put yourself in the right position, but you need to take some risks along the way. And I know for me, I wish I would have been a little riskier in what I was doing about 10 years before I was, in order to achieve my goal set. Now everybody's goal set is different, so it'll sort of depend. Lyrical expressionism and balance. Lyrical expressionism is something that we have as a design goal aesthetically. And this is in a philosophical juxtaposition with sort of the current alienation of modernism.